All right, everybody, welcome to Mildly Interesting. Perhaps you'd be mildly interested in our sponsor, my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/CaptainSparkles, where you can watch me lifting weights and stuff, or streaming Minecraft, or Mayanite, which is Minecraft. Whatever floats your goat, check it out. Link in the description. Drop a follow. Let's start off with number 19. My spaghetti was tangled. Dang, dude. They must have forgotten to take the spaghetti brush through it before they packaged it. That's not great value at all, dude. I expect my great value spaghetti to be completely perfectly straight and untangled. This is extremely unacceptable. It's really gonna mess up the flow when I try to put that into the pot, dude. It's gonna catch on the edge, it's gonna spill spaghetti all over the floor or into the burner underneath, light the spaghetti on fire, burn my house down, and it's all gonna suck. My car wash foam looks like a sparkling sunset. Honestly, from the thumbnail photo up here, like if you look at it really small, it genuinely does look like a sunset photo, which is I thought what it was until I read the caption. It's pretty cool. It works better when it's smaller, but it's a nice sunset. LA was having some real nice sunsets recently. Not super purple, but just like really vivid orangey reds and stuff. And now it's just been all gross and hazy recently. My lamp looks like a well-endowed Easter Island statue wearing a huge hat. I mean, yeah, if it's missing a torso, yes, it is a head mounted on top of the waist. It's kind of missing everything else in between, and it's very excited to be turned on. Absolutely. We're all 12 years old here. Not me, I wouldn't. I'm too mature. I wouldn't look at that lamp and think that at all. The stitches in my eye after my cornea transplant. Oh God. Oh, this is gonna, what? How? Oh my God. But, okay, so the comment here says, I think they tend to leave the sutures in for a year. Does that mean they have to retrieve them from your eye afterwards? There's something about eyeball related things. I'm already bad with needles, but you do needle and eyeball combined, I don't think it gets much worse than that for me to envision. How do you, I mean, it's gotta be a machine that does that, right? Like no person is going and doing the freaking, oh my God, you can put stitches in someone's eye and they can still see and function? Yeah, that's messing me up, dude. My hair and eyelashes are naturally split into blonde and brunette. Huh. What? Interesting. And yeah, wait, the eyebrows though, those are the same color, but then why are the eyelashes different color? Are you two people who like what if it was two twins who fused into one person inside of the womb? So you actually have like half of you was gonna be one twin and half of you was the other. They couldn't figure out who was gonna be the dominant one in the fist fight inside the womb, so they just did the fusion dance. And this is what ended up happening. Every year, my next door neighbor's house looks like a can of Arizona green tea. Little do you know that this was actually the inspiration for the can of Arizona green tea. Like, this is why it exists. So you got the cause and effect incorrect. It's nice. It's a weird color to paint the outside of your house, I feel like. It's a color that's, I don't know, more suited for like a car or a boat. But yeah, it's just I wouldn't picture light blue. Whenever I see interiors painted in that kind of light yellow shade, also just really doesn't do it for me. So I'm hoping your interiors aren't painted like a light yellow. I was once gifted a solid bar of copper. Huh. That's pretty cool. You were like,
hey, I really was hoping for gold. This is worth nowhere near as much, so why'd you cheap out on my birthday present, huh?
It reminds me of the Pokemon gold thing inside of the Pokeball from the legendary Happy Meal, or no, it was a Burger King thing, right? I can't remember. Whatever it came in, McDonald's or Burger King, dude. You know what I'm talking about, the gold-plated Pokemon bars? Reminds me of that. Pre-internet anti-piracy warning on a record sleeve. Home taping is unaliving music, and it's illegal. Oh, if only they knew how much their problems would grow. They'd be wishing that home taping was all they had to worry about. Although I will say, streaming services have actually probably decreased the amount of piracy that's taking place because it's so much more convenient to just be able to listen to whatever track off the bat streamed on Spotify or YouTube or Google Play Music, whatever it is you're listening to, versus having to search it up and download the track one by one. So it just, obviously, the payout per stream of a song is much lower than it might have been in the old days when there was this sort of piracy where people were actually purchasing the records. If only they knew how insignificant their issues were back then. My grandma saved a newspaper declaring the end of World War I from November 7th, 1918, 4 days before the war ended. War is ended on November 7th. The World War is ended. Allies and Germany signed an armistice at 11 o'clock this morning. Hostilities ceased at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Something sedan before the armistice became effective. Now, does this mean that they were just kind of assuming that it was gonna be ended? Or, like, did they take a lucky guess here? Or is it just that they got the news before others did in advance? Because I assume that people got news on sort of a staggered base. Well, there was telephone and telegraph at this point, so I guess news travel was probably pretty uniform. But before that happened, there had to be like very, very staggered waves of when people found out about things happening. But why 4 days before? That's what I'm curious about. Also, you need some of that like anti-acid-free paper sleeves to put something like this in. I feel like you don't want to just leave it out or it's going to disintegrate over time. It's kind of a cool thing to have. Anyway, still operational, original 1957 wall mount refrigerator. That seems small. I'm gonna be honest with you. Also, it seems really heavy. I was worried about mounting the new TV I got in the living room because it was like 130 pounds. And I'm like, is this gonna be a problem? Hey, I got it into studs, okay? All 4 big lag screws are in studs, so it's as solid as it can get. But I'm still like, it's heavy relative to most of the other things that I have hanging on my wall. This gotta be like massive. And that also sticks out way far. Like, it's got to have a lot of leverage on the wall. I'm sure it's fine, and they probably knew what they were doing when they installed it, but still, that's got to be pretty freaking heavy, especially if you load up a bunch of water in there. Because hydro homies, dude. What else are you going to put in your fridge? Just water, right? Just want maybe some protein shakes. Maybe, you know, what else? Some pre-workouts, what have you. Load it up. But it's all liquid. Liquid's pretty heavy, so I'd be worried. This curtain patterns look like Squidward. They do. And I'm sure that whoever did this, either it predated Squidward, and maybe, just like the Arizona Ice Tea House, this is the inspiration for the Squidward character, or someone came up with this after. It's probably machine done, let's be honest, and then didn't realize until afterwards. They're like, you're right, it does look like Squidward. Really didn't think about that. Well, now these are mass produced and they're ready for sale, so there's no going back. One of my neighbors is giving a blind date with a book to anyone passing by. Bored in lockdown, love to read. Why not have a blind date with a book? Huh. That's interesting. He's just giving some like attributes of the book on the wrapping. I'd be really worried that someone would not return that. But yeah, hopefully the people are nice. Unless he's just giving them away, in which case, that's kind of... I guess that's cool. I don't read, so I probably wouldn't take one because I'm the worst. But I'm sure it'll entertain some people who partake in the intellectual activity of reading. What's that? When was the last time I read a book? I think it was when I forgot to bring any form of entertainment or productivity with me on the way back from Minecon Paris, and I bought a Dan Brown book at the airport, and I managed to read the whole thing on the flight. And before that, it had been a massive gap as well, since I had read probably back into high school. And other than like some textbook pages freshman year at university, and I got through the whole book on the plane. I was like, I didn't realize you could go through books this quickly. I'm very surprised about this. I thought it took like days to read books. Huh. This is interesting. So anyway, it was good and entertaining. I'd do it again on a long plane ride. You can tell that this restaurant used to be called Mango Chill, the Indian kitchen, aka Mango Chill. Why didn't they just, you know, swap out the sign? It seemed like they already added the sign down here. I doubt it was previously Mango Chill, authentic Indian food. Like, you had to add that. You were already at the sign manufacturer, like, hey, I need something that says authentic Indian food. But then you're like, oh, we can repurpose Mango Chill and just... It might look like Mango Chill afterwards, but people won't look too hard into it. It surely isn't going to get a photo taken that gets millions of views from Reddit. That would never happen. That's just absolutely absurd. No way. And also, the orange and the white kind of still look like they'd be a Mango Chill, you know? You get like some mango with some vanilla ice cream. That's some pretty Mango Chill right there. That sounds tasty, I'm not gonna lie. I made a camera Obscura and watched the sunset from the comfort of my bed. Bro, it's still like mysterious to me how that works. That you don't have to have an actual fancy camera that you buy from somewhere. You just make a small hole and all of a sudden you get an image. And yes, sure, I could read a book and figure out why and how that happens, but it would still be a mystery to me. And it's like, why you just a small hole, right? It's weird because if you just have a big opening, like a window, there's just light that comes in, right? And the light's right side up, but you make the hole small and all of a sudden you get a picture and it's inverted. And I'm like, how does anything work? I ordered a pair of pliers on eBay and my package came smothered in vintage stamps, some being over 60 years old. They had some stamps to spare. Like, this is my chance. I've had all these. Finally, I get to that's what happened here is they didn't sell the pliers because they wanted to get rid of the pliers. They were looking to get rid of the stamps, and they were like, all right, so how much weight do I have here in stamps? Okay, great. Let me find an object I don't need that matches up that exact amount of weight. These pliers seem... Shut up, printer. Stop being a cat and cleaning yourself. It doesn't make sense. That's what's mildly interesting is my stupid printer just spontaneously decides it needs to clean itself. It's literally a cat. Anyway, they were like, oh, the pliers, they're the right weight. Shut up. Why are you doing... Oh my god, dude. This ruler has cascading millimeter mark that makes it easier to read. Oh, okay. I was like looking at the vertical for a sec, kind of wondering how that helps you at all. This doesn't help me with my extended measuring. It's kind of nice. I've been doing a lot of measuring lately because I have the whole home gym set up, and every time that I look closely at the... First off, why do inches have to be divided into powers of 2? It just doesn't make any sense. Why does anything about the imperial system be what it do? It doesn't make any sense at all. But anyway, you divide it into powers of 2, and I'm like, it's all blurring together on the thing. I'm like, are you a 16th? Are you an 1/8? Are you a quarter? You're all kind of similar markings. It's better this way. Found an old beer bottle in the mountains with a mini ecosystem inside. That's, the top comments, all you need to get. Root beer. Player of days, that's pretty quality right there, dude. That's pretty quality. You gotta wonder, like, how does it actually... Is it alive? Or does it look that way because it tried and then it was like, well, this sucks. I picked the wrong place to try to bring myself into the world here. I really should. All the other seeds, they were planting themselves into the ground. I had to go and be unique. I had to find this beer bottle and be like, oh, I'm going to show them. I can do something cool here. Yeah, it didn't work out too well. My great-grandfather's social security card was made out of metal, not paper. Okay, that's so much better. Why are they issued on paper? Why is, like, the most important number in your life in the United States? Which I could go on a rant about how stupid a social security number is. It's not like it was created long ago, obviously, before all the data breach vulnerabilities would be a thing and with modern day technology. But the fact that like everything in your life in the United States is tied into this one single number that you're assigned at birth when you're born here is just, it's such a secure, like the social security doesn't make you very secure socially at all when it gets breached. Please just make it better. God dang it. Anyway, that said, it's also on a flimsy piece of paper. It's just bad all the way around. At least get a metal card, dude. Get us that Amex Centurion right there. Come on. Make it fancy. No, just a piece of paper. Although, they say, some research has indicated that these cards were not issued directly by the government. Apparently, back in the day, it was popular to have your Social Security card remade in metal for durability. Well, that's a good idea. I appreciate that. I bought some suspiciously perfect bananas yesterday. Those are very photogenic bananas. I feel like if you knew anyone who was like in food photography or something, they'd probably pay you a lot to be able to take some photos of those bananas, as long as, you know, you could do it pretty quickly. See, that'd be a little bit early for me to eat. I'm more of a, it's gotta have a few little brown speckles on there for it to be ready for consumption. Like, I'd eat it if I was presented that and I had no other options. But if I'm picking bananas out of a bowl to eat right then and there, like, you know, a few brown spots, just a few, not extensive, but a few, that's a sweet spot for me. That's it. Thanks for watching Mildly Interesting. Hopefully you've been mildly interested. Check out the playlist in the description if you want to catch more of these. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. And did I say like if you liked? I can't remember, but also our sponsor, twitch.tv/Captain Sparkles. People are wondering if I'm streaming, because sometimes I stream about now and I'm not. Sorry, Izbisky, my bad. I'll see you next time.